Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is upon us, but how well does it run on PC? Before we dive in, I want to say a big thank you to Ubisoft UK for sending out a review code to me. I've already spent a bunch of time in the game, and as a massive Assassin's Creed fan, I've been having an absolute blast. But regardless of how much fun I've been having, one of my burning questions when I heard about the game dropping was, how well would it perform? For an idea on how Ubisoft expects it to perform, we can check out the recommended PC specs that they published a while back. Their minimum specs are 1080-30 with a visual preset of low and an upscaler set to balance. The team reckons you'll need at least an 8th gen i7, a Ryzen 5 3600, a GTX 1660, an RX 5500 XT, or an ARC A50 with rebar on. RAM-wise, they believe you'll only need 16GB, which in 2026 is an absolute godsend, but you'll need up to 65 gigs of storage and it will need to be an SSD. For recommended specs, that's 1080-60 at medium settings with some standard ray tracing, and on the balanced upscaler, they expect you to need at least a 10th gen i5, but weirdly still only a Ryzen 5 3600. As well as an RTX 3060, an RX 6600 XT, or an ARC B580, which is the last time we'll see Intel GPUs on the spec sheet. Now onto high settings, which is 4040-60 with a visual preset of high, some standard ray tracing, and the quality upscaler preset. You'll be needing at least an 11th gen i5, a Ryzen 5 5600X, an RTX 3080, or an RX 6800 XT. My setup is a little bit above this. In my gaming rig, I run 4040 at 100 in ultra-wide, and I'm running a Ryzen 7 9850X3D combined with a 5070 Ti and a chunky 64 gigs of DDR5. But I'll go into my settings and results in a sec. Finally, now onto the extreme settings, that's 4K 60 at ultra with extended ray tracing and a quality upscaler preset on. You're going to need at least a 12th gen i7 or a 5700 X3D, as well as an RTX 4090, which is a pretty hefty jump from the 3080, or an RX 7900 XTX. For context, on the Nvidia side, that's a jump from 10 gigs of VRAM to 24. Personally, I'm still not fussed about the extreme settings, mainly because I still haven't moved up to 4K gaming. I'm more than content with 4040p at ultra wide, so let's see how that performs. For my test, I'm running the game at 3440 by 1440 with everything at the highest possible settings, with DLSS set to quality and no frame generation. With that, I'm getting an average of around 80 frames per second, with my VRAM usage sitting around about 8.5 gigs. Their new benchmarking tool is absolutely fantastic and gives you a full exportable report of how well your rig performed during the test, including your lowest 1% and your lowest 0.1%, which for me was 65 and 48 respectively. In addition to the benchmarking tool, they have also had some really helpful presets in the game, including ones for handhelds, which has proven really helpful when I've been playing my ROG Xbox Ally X. I also ran the same test on my lounge PC, which runs a 10850K and my brand new RTX 5060 Ti. I'm not gonna lie, I was absolutely shocked at the performance, considering I was running this at 4K with an overall preset of medium, DLSS set to quality, and again, no frame gen. I've got an average of 67 FPS, with my lowest 1% at 46 and 0.1% at 28. For a little two-fan 5060 Ti running at 4K, this is pretty freaking impressive. And not only am I getting a very, very solid FPS from it, the game looks gorgeous as well, even on medium. And all of this is before a day one patch. But the real question is, are you picking up the game? And if you are, what are you going to be running it on? Let me know down in the comments, and also let me know if you'd like to see me running this on my other rigs to give a more varied look at performance. Either way, catch you on the next one. Cheers!